Today we got a special topic. We're going to talk about concealed carry on the motorcycle. Now, before I get into anything, just want to add the disclaimer. Make sure you check your local laws, your state laws, or your country's laws for the proper, legal, and safe way that you need to operate a firearm on a motorcycle, on your person, in a car, whatever the case is. Make sure you check yours first. I live in a Constitution carry state, but I also have a concealed carry permit. Make sure you're following your laws. All right, so with that out of the way, safety. All these guns have been cleared. They're all empty. They're all unsafe if they have a safety, and they're safe to handle during this video. So make sure if you're handling a firearm, you always check to make sure that it's cleared and safe before you do so too. All right, so with that out of the way, a lot of this is going to be preference-based, opinion-based. Some of it is just going to be objectively speaking. I'm not going to get into specifics or arguments about stuff. You guys feel free to do that in the comments. These are just my personal preferences that I'm going to share with you to hopefully help you make a decision on what you can do to conceal carry on your motorcycle. Make sure you stick around till the end. I'm actually going to take these out to the range just to give you an idea of how they handle, what kind of recoil and kickback they have, so you can get a better idea of what might be right for you or what size might be right for you. So this is going to be good if you're just thinking about getting a firearm. And then step two, how you can do it on that motorcycle. All right, so hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to get into these, and then we're going to head out to the range. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's get guys. First one we'll take a look at is my actual everyday carry. This is what I use if I am on the bike, hiking, in the car, whatever. This is my favorite of choice. This is your Taurus PT740 Slim. The reason why I love this one is it's chambered 40 caliber, so it's small in size but mighty in punch. Right, this is going to have a lot of stopping power for a small firearm, and again, that's really why I just choose it as my main choice. A couple things I'll point out with this. Number one thing is you're going to see it's small in size, so if you're thinking about it, you're a female, you have small hands, it's a good choice. And this also comes in a 9mm. And that's another good, you'll see why when we got to the range, this thing kicks like a mule. You know, it'll drop a mule, but it also kicks like one. So one thing I want to show you on this, guys, is the extended mag is great for having that extra to get your pinky on too. If you're a guy wanting to consider this, you really got to get that extended mag for the extra grip. But this is an excellent firearm. I've never had any problems with it. I put a lot of rounds through that and never had anything except one jam, I think it was. So I love that gun. That's my gun of choice. It only holds 6 rounds, so 7 with 1 in the chamber. A couple of the holsters I have, and I'll show you those, you can carry an additional mag, but if you get to the point where you're blasting out that many rounds, you know, situation might be a little bit more grim than you need that gun for. We have a Smith & Wesson. Next up in the middle, guys, we have a basic revolver. So again, this is another Taurus model. I love them just because they're inexpensive. This is a 38 special. It's your basic, you know, compact size, 3-inch small muzzle revolver. One thing that people might not like about that is there is no safety feature on this particular firearm, but it's pretty small and compact size. And if you're thinking about, you know, carrying on a bike, you can easily just transfer this saddle bag, tank bag, handlebar bag, stuff it in your pocket. I'll show you that a little bit with the holsters. It's pretty versatile for carrying. It's dark black. You can easily switch it out if you're going from, you know, you pull up to the hotel and you have it in the bag. You don't have this big silver shiny thing flashing around. So I do like that one. Particularly if you're new to guns or you have smaller hands, this thing is easy to control. There's not a lot of kick. You'll see when we get out to the range, it's almost like a cap gun. So if you're a female and you just want that point and shoot in a desperate situation, I would recommend that. It's a pretty good choice. If not this specific one, just a revolver in general. 9mm. It's a little bit bulkier. If you're a bigger guy and you're going to have like a, you know, shoulder holster, this thing is so sweet. Gauge 9mm. It fires so smooth. There's no kick. I've never had a missed round on this. It's just a lot of fun to shoot. So that would be this is actually a SAR P8S. Very inexpensive. I think I got that for like $300. Actually, while I'm on price, I don't think anything here was much over. They were all under $500 for sure. I actually can't remember the exact prices. I think the cheapest one might have been the Revolver, but they're all basically like between $300 and $500. Very inexpensive just to get into shooting in general, if that's something you're thinking about. Cost-wise, I recommend that. Carry-wise, I recommend it. If you're looking, again, for something with a little more punch and don't mind that extra recoil, this gauged in 40 caliber is pretty sweet with some kick. The other two are very easy to shoot, easy to handle. All right. So I'm going to put these aside now. We're going to get into some of the different holsters you can have to carry these. All right. So here you can see I have a couple different style of holsters that, well, basically each of these guns will fit. Some of them more specific, and I'll start with that. This is more of a hard mold type of holster. And as you can see, it's basically molded for a specific gun. So this is for the Taurus 40 caliber to 740 slim. This is my everyday carry holster. It is a little bit tougher. So if you're carrying that while riding, it can get a little bit uncomfortable. So if you're going to have this type of holster, I also recommend having the ability to throw it somewhere else when you need a break on a long ride. Saddlebag, tank bag, handlebar bag, somewhere where you can get a break, especially if you got a little bit of a gut like I do. This can get uncomfortable pretty quick. But if you're just going from the house to bike night, stuff like that, you can easily carry that without getting too uncomfortable. It'll slide around on your belt. You can move it around a little bit, but that's a molded style hard. I can't even think of the material, but it's like a hard plastic. I'm sure if you're familiar with guns, you've seen them 100 times. This one is just your soft pocket style holster. This will hold both the 40 caliber and the Revolver. It's more specifically for the Revolver, but you can see it just slides right in. And this is how you can put it in your pocket, your jacket pocket, your jean pocket, and it's going to take the shape, so it's not as obvious that you have a gun packed in there. And it's soft and pliable. It also protects it, so if you're just throwing it in and out of your saddlebags, you know, it protects the weapon. Those are pretty cheap, pretty universal. Like I said, you can, you know, if I needed to, I could also use it for the 40 or the Taurus Slim, and it fits in there. And that's just so it isn't as obvious you're carrying a gun in your jeans, or if you wear cargo pants, you can throw it in the cargo pocket like that while you're walking around. Next style is going to be more of a softer, and it has a belt clip. You can also clip it to your boots, and I'll show you that. And this is actually one of the ones I use for the 40 caliber. Sometimes you can see it has an extra magazine holder. Like I was saying, you might get in a situation where you're, I don't know, you're missing, or you just got a lot of people chasing you, trying to kill you. You can also see if you're wearing like kind of style boot like this, it fits right in there with plenty of room for your leg. So if you're a leg guy or a boot guy, you like to carry in your boot, you see there's plenty of room in there. If you had an ankle strap, I'll just show you with the gun in it. There's still plenty of room for your leg, and it fits in there nice. So next we have this, a little bit of a softer, and it's inner waistband holster. Again, I don't do too much outer waistband, but it serves the same purpose. It's just a lot softer. So if you were gonna, you know, look for something like that, bad thing about this is it's very loose. So I wouldn't recommend that if you're riding. But if you're looking for something just soft to throw in your saddlebag, that's a good option. Now, these are all inexpensive. You know, you can get nice ones in leather, molded like this, but they're also leather that hold the gun really secure. But all these are going to be just inexpensive models. And I'll show you a couple of things. I have a handlebar bag. So one of the things I want to show you guys is I'm on the bike, sitting on the Fat Boy. I have the Taurus 740 Slim tucked in the waistband. You can't really, you know, see anything at all there. But I wanted to show you the smooth transition to this particular handlebar bag. So if you get uncomfortable in the ride, it's not much to just at a red light or, you know, quiet little corner, just take it off, tuck it away, and keep riding without that gun in your hip. I also like this, do it this way, because if I pull up to get gas or a sandwich shop or a hotel, you can easily take it out, go right back to concealed carry, pretty much seamless. You're not having to fumble around with, you know, the gun in your saddlebags or whatever like that. I find this the easiest way. I'll have a link to this bag, but again, it was just like a $10 bag off Amazon. So I just wanted to actually show you that, carrying it. All right, so with all that said, I'm gonna get this stuff packed up. We'll head out to the range, and I'll give you guys a little demonstration on how these guns handle. And hopefully if you're thinking about making a decision, curious, you can get a look at it before you head out to the gun shop and see just exactly what these guns can do. So with that, I'm gonna get it all packed up, head out to the range, take you guys along with me. Let's go. All right, guys, we're out here at the range. I'm gonna get the target set up. Before I do that, I wanted to show you though, I am carrying the Taurus 40 cal that I was telling you about earlier. You can see, you can hardly see it. I mean, it is what it is when you're carrying. You try to conceal as much as possible, but you can hardly tell. That's my everyday carry. Move it to the side, the back. I just wanted to show you that. Well, we can run down there and get this target set up. We'll get the blasting. I know y'all are probably looking at my target going, what in the world is he at? I do mechanics, not carpentry. Normally I got the guy up there, he's leaning Larry, the bad guy trying to kill you. Yeah, so shoot. All right, guys, so we're all set up. Remember, safety first. So I am at the range. Everything is loaded and ready to go. So, you know, they're always pointing down range, away from people. Always safety first. Remember that. So these are loaded and ready to go. And I'm not really going to do too much. Just wanted to give you guys an idea of just how much kick they have, how easy they are to handle. I did bring a glove. Typical glove I ride with during the warmer seasons, just to give you an idea. If you're wearing a winter glove, let's be realistic here, right? Throw that glove off before you start trying to shoot if you got a close trigger guard. But you know what to do for yourself. Hopefully you can see. I know it's really sunny here today. First, I'll show you guys the Taurus Revolver 38 Special. Again, no safety, but no slide or anything either. So if you're in a situation where you got to just pull this out of your bag or your pocket or hip or something, you don't have to think much about that one. And I'll show you just how little of a kick it has. And that's it on that one. No kick at all. Hey guys, before I do anything else, just make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that comment. Helps grow the channel. I really appreciate it. I apologize, it's so sunny out here today. Next, I'll tell you that Taurus Slim. This is my daily carry. Easy. Make sure if you're thinking about it, get the extended mag for the pinky. Easy to load, really. It's just got a lot more kick. But you can see how, look at the accuracy on that thing. Even with the kick, and I'm barely aiming actually. I was really just kind of pointing down here, shooting down here to show you guys, but I highly recommend that if you're looking for a good, reliable gun. All right, guys, this will be the SAR P8S 9mm. Again, a lot more bulkier. Not, you know, it's obviously not too big to carry, but if you have somewhere good to keep it, it's a really solid. I've had a lot of fun actually shooting this. And it really doesn't have any kick at all. Again, let's walk down. You can see I'm barely, I'm just picking it up and shooting it. I mean, obviously I've shot it before, but I'm not really taking my time to aim that good. You can see the accuracy on it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe gave you a good idea of different types of firearms you can carry. One thing I'll point out on the Taurus 740 Slim, I mentioned before, there's not a lot of room to hold that thing. One thing I've seen it happen, you could be wary of it, is if you were in a very quick situation, if you have your hand up too high on this gun, this slide will slice you right open when it's recoiling back. I've seen it, hasn't personally cut me, but I've seen it cut other people, just because it does kick so much and you don't have a lot of room for hands. That's why I added this. So that's why I added the pinky guard. You'll see this magazine doesn't have a pinky extender, where this one does. And you can see the comfort level difference in that. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. So that's just how those three fire. Hopefully you got to see the kick a little bit. I'm going to get some more rounds in them and try it with the glove and show you guys that. And then just to kind of talk about anything I noticed while I was out here shooting. All right, this time I'm going to do it with the glove on. Again, gloves vary. Please don't take any of this content as the way to do it, or it's all just to give you an idea of things that I've noticed or tried. So this is what I would normally wear. You've seen my other videos, basic summer glove. I'm not going to redo the 9mm because obviously you can see it's plenty of room in that trigger guard to get a gloved finger in there. But just to show you these, there still is, but this would be my go-to carry. So I wanted to at least show you that with the glove on. And then the excuse me, the Taurus 38 Special. I'll show you that with the glove on as well. Just to give you an idea that you can do it with a compact. So that's glove on. Same deal. Glove on. So I keep trying to get somebody who's willing to volunteer to stand out here and hold this target up straight for me, but I can't find anybody who trusts my shots. Of course, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right, so you can see both guns are pretty accurate. This one, they're doubling up in the same areas, so it doesn't look like as many. These are the 38s. They're just coming out a little bit. I don't really shoot that gun that often, but I like to shoot the 40 and the 9. So yeah, they're pretty, not a lot of kick, easy to carry. If you were in a sticky situation, you wouldn't have to worry about pulling any of those out and getting your good clean shot off. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. 3 good options for you here if you're thinking about concealed carry. On or off the motorcycle, really. Like I said, I can use these in my car, in your truck, on your motorcycle, just out on hikes. All 3 of them really good choices for that. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll keep this content coming to you. I actually have a lot more toys I could bring out here. Let me know if you want to see more of that. Again, this wasn't about which gun is better than the other. These are just some personal preference that I have that I thought I would share with you. It's got nothing to do with ballistics, stopping power, riding down the road like Jax Teller and Son of Anarchy. It's just about having something that's comfortable, easy to use if your situation should come up for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get this brass cleaned up, get the target out of here, and head out to lunch. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys later.